What's going on, everybody? Welcome to FOB Talks, Figuring Out Benefits. My name's Kevin. I'm your host for this channel. I'm starting this channel because there's a lot of benefits and services that are out there specifically for veterans that a lot of veterans don't know about. Myself, I'm a Marine Corps combat veteran. I have tours in Iraq and Afghanistan and served 10 years as a combat engineer. Now, I meet veterans a lot throughout just my daily activities and things like that. And a lot of times I ask them, hey, have you gone to the VA? Have you talked to these people? Have you filed this claim? Have you done this? Have you done that? And the biggest answers that I get are no, because I don't trust the VA, I don't like them, or I get, well, I didn't know anything about that. So that's what this channel's for, is to get out information about the services that are out there for us. The best part about it is everything that I talk about in these videos is absolutely 100% free for veterans. And better yet, not only just veterans, but there are services for your families, for your children. If you're a survivor of a veteran, someone who was killed in action, or even sometimes somebody who took their own life, you are actually entitled to benefits as well. So all these videos that we do, we're gonna focus on one specific benefit or service each video. Today's video, we're actually be focusing on something that's a hot button issue right now, especially with the VA. It's called the PACT Act, P-A-C-T, right? If you want like really in-depth information, you go to va.gov, type in PACT Act in the search bar, and it'll pull up a lot of stuff for you, right? The PACT Act is a really good thing that was signed into law August of 2022 by President Biden. And so what it does is it actually expands the toxic exposure benefits for veterans. So for like the post 9/11 veterans like myself, Iraq and Afghanistan, it added like 20 new burn pit conditions that many of us experience every single day now. It added a lot of that stuff in there. For Vietnam, best part is it added Agent Orange in there. And so that's a huge thing for them. I've met a lot of Vietnam vets since I've been going to the VA, and the biggest stories I've heard were, I've been waiting since Vietnam and they still won't recognize Agent Orange for me. Well, guess what? Now they will, right? It's all covered now. So a little bit of information just to give you guys today. Like I said, there's a lot more in-depth information. va.gov, PACT Act in the search bar, right? I'll pull this stuff up for you. So there's a lot of cancers that were associated with the burn pits and Agent Orange and things like that. So what the VA did is they said, these conditions are now presumptive conditions, which means that you don't have to prove through your medical records that you contracted this from your military service. No, they're saying now that if you served in certain areas of operation and you have certain conditions, we're gonna go ahead and say that that condition is related to your service in that specific area, right? Which is awesome. So types of cancers that they added in here, right? So you got brain cancer, you got gastrointestinal cancer of any type at all whatsoever, right? Glioblastoma, head cancer of any type, kidney cancer. I'm reading off this stuff, you guys. So lymphoma of any type, melanoma, neck cancer, pancreatic cancer, reproductive cancer of any type, and respiratory and breathing related cancer of any type as well. Yes, the Camp Lejeune water stuff is included in the PACT Act too, right? So I think it's like if you served Camp Lejeune between like 1953 and 1987, I believe it is, right? You're covered in this. You can get stuff done too, right? So there's a lot of illnesses that were put into this too. So a lot of the presumptive illnesses are asthma that was diagnosed after service, right? You can file a claim for it. Chronic bronchitis, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD. You got chronic rhinitis, chronic sinusitis, emphysema, pulmonary fibrosis, a couple other things on there too. Honestly, they're really big words and I can't pronounce them. So there we go. But areas that we served in that are on this list that you guys need to know about, right? So if you're a post 9/11 veteran, right? If you served in any of these countries after September 11, 2001, Afghanistan, Djibouti, Egypt, Jordan, Lebanon, Syria, Uzbekistan, Yemen, and I like that they put this in there, the airspace above all these places too. So if you're in the Air Force, you're flying around gunships, whatever, you're breathing all that stuff in, you qualify for this stuff as well, right? So if you served a Gulf War veteran, so August 2nd, 1990, and after that, Bahrain, Iraq, Kuwait, Oman, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Somalia, United Arab Emirates, and yes, the airspace above. Okay, so all that stuff gets covered. If you serve in those countries, you have some issues with your health related to you serving those countries, go file a claim for the PACT Act. The reason why it's a hot button issue right now is so today is Friday, July 21st, 2023. If you file a claim for the PACT Act on or before August 9th of 2023, you will get back paid to August of 2022 when the bill was first signed into law, which is awesome. That's 12 months of back pay that you're gonna get, which is amazing, right? I mean, money's money. Money's always a good thing. I'm never gonna deny it. I don't know anybody else that would, okay? So get a claim in. If you can't get a claim in right away, there's another trick that nobody will tell you about, but we're gonna tell you about it here today, okay? It's called a letter of intent to file. What that means is you're filing a letter to the VA that says, I, Kevin, am gonna file a claim, but I just don't have all my paperwork and stuff put together yet. So you put that letter of intent to file in there and it locks in your date. So if you put a letter of intent to file in before August 9th, you still will get back paid to August of 2022, which is an awesome thing. So let's say you want to file a claim for something else though. If something's wrong with your knee, your back, whatever. You just don't have all your paperwork. You file a letter of intent. You put that in the VA. The back pay date starts the day you put that letter of intent in. Not filing a claim, the letter of intent is when your back pay date starts. So from that date, you have 12 months to get all your information together and submit a claim within that 12-month window. As long as you do that, you'll still get back paid to that letter of intent date. It doesn't matter when you file the claim as long as it's been 12 months. That's a good thing, and it's something that the VA doesn't tell you. So this channel is going to be about telling you stuff that most people won't tell you about. Some of the behind the scenes secrets that they don't want you to know. I've been around the VA long enough. I've dealt with a lot of people. The best part is I was fortunate enough to meet some of the great people that work in these organizations to kind of give me some of the information that they don't give everybody else, okay? So I hope that you guys stick with me on this journey. Every video, we're gonna highlight one specific benefit or one specific service that's out there for you. Second part of today's video though, it's a special one, it's our first one, and I wanted to really get this information out there too. If you file a claim with the VA, don't ever pay anyone to file your claim for you, ever. This stuff is free. There are free services out there for you, and we're gonna explain it on this channel. Don't ever pay anybody to do this. All they're doing is taking your money, right? I know there's a lot of lawyers out there, there's a lot of private companies out there and people out there that say, oh, you pay me this and I'll guarantee you whatever. They can't do that, okay? Sometimes maybe you gotta get a lawyer involved when extenuating circumstances, that's okay. But if you just go because the VA's told you no 8 times and you wanna get somebody involved, okay, maybe that's the case, but don't just go and start giving people your money, right? Anybody that says you gotta pay for this stuff, walk away from them. We're gonna cover all these free services out there for you. We'll get this information out too, okay? One thing about this channel, and one thing I really wanted to really convey to everybody is I'm never gonna ask you to like, subscribe, or hit that notification bell on the channel, ever. If you don't do it, great, that's awesome. I'm not gonna force you to do it or make you feel like you have to. There's only 2 things I'm ever gonna ask you to do for this channel. Number 1, if I'm talking about some service that's out there for you and there's information I didn't cover that you know about, drop it in the comments below, okay? Get the information out to other veterans, because that's what this channel is really about. It's about getting information out there. And the more information we can get to veterans, the better off we're all gonna be, okay? I know some of you out there think, well, the VA is just, it's a pain in the neck. I've heard nothing but horror stories and they take too long and all this stuff. Listen, is it a pain in the neck? Absolutely. However, it is worth it. And little known secret, the VA doesn't want you to know either. The more veterans that go to them, the more money they get, the more people they can hire, which means the shorter wait times that we're going to have when we go. Okay, so go see them. I know it's pain, but go. I promise you, it's going to work out in the long run for everybody. Okay, we all got to stick together on this, right? The second thing I'm ever going to ask you to do on this channel is, if you know a veteran that needs to hear this information, that needs to know about services, that needs to file a claim or something, send them these videos. Okay, they don't have to like or subscribe either. It's whatever they want to do. Send them these videos. We need to get the information out to each other, right? We looked out for each other while we were in uniform, and we need to continue to do that today, even though we're not in the uniform anymore. We're still all brothers and sisters. We still all serve this country. And yeah, I was a Marine, but whatever branch you were in, you're all my brothers and sisters now. And I'm gonna look out for every single one of you and do everything I can do. The last thing I'm ever gonna say on every single video that I put out is, today, make today the day that you reach out to somebody you serve with. Reach out to a brother or sister that you were, overseas with, or you went to boot camp with, somebody that you still know. Reach out to them today. This 22 a day needs to stop. And a lot of it, sometimes it comes down to just give somebody a call, check on them, see how they're doing, say what's up, right? Call them, text them, email them, whatever you got to do. Reach out to them today. Don't wait till tomorrow, because none of us know if tomorrow's going to be here or not, okay? I appreciate you guys tuning in. Stay tuned for a lot more great information and great videos, and we'll see you guys next time.